Hello, everyone. Welcome again to yet another live session on both TikTok and YouTube. This is Dr. Lewis, and this is the Health and Wellness Spot. And again, I'm excited to host you today. And let's see how this goes. We're going to talk about reproductive health conditions, problems, and them. We're going to talk about PCOS. We're going to talk about endometriosis, uh, menstrual problems. We're also going to talk about the cysts, the cervical and breast cancer, and in men, erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation. We will touch about also semen retention and the benefits a little bit. And then we will talk about the effects of vasectomy and if at all we should perform vasectomy or tubal ligation. We'll also talk about low libido. And then finally, urinary tract infection. So this is a very broad live. And I think I'll talk about these things shortly in around 15-20 minutes. Then from there, I will welcome your questions. I'll welcome your contributions. And then we can talk about one or two testimonies here and there before we call it a day. So once again, welcome to this live broadcast from the Health and Wellness Spot. Again, I'm your favorite Dr. Lewis Muchile. Karibuni sana. People on TikTok, just before we begin, let me just say hi to some people. SC254, I see you on YouTube. I see Lewis Churchill. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Kekeli Kafui, how are you? Good. On TikTok, I see Mickey. I see Kasim, SC, Miri Musembi, Rose, Kapi, Enrique, Kombucha. Welcome aboard, Kombucha, expert in Kenya. Promise, Moses, Manda, Joe, Osike, Gabriel. I see all of you, and Sydney, definitely. Manasseh, I also see you. Joanna, I see you all. Welcome aboard. Tag those people here, tag your friends, tag your relatives. We are growing bigger and better. We like it, don't we? If my sound is clean, kindly just wave so that I can get to know uh, when to proceed. Thank you, Kombucha. Good. Everybody's saying loud and clear. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Uh, Emily, how are you? Welcome. Silver Max, Mwangi Gerald. I see all of you. Eric Peter, Emily Lynette, Duncan Mandesto. Or is it Mondesto? Samburu. All of you are welcome here. So today is a very interesting day. I'm going to go slow. I'm going to make sure that all of us understand these things. And as usual, we bring healthcare to your doorstep. We bridge the gap between health and the general public. We also make sure that if your doctor is doing it the wrong way, we are here to check him up just to make sure that he's on track. Doesn't mean that we are perfect, but at least we understand the basics of healthcare, and our role is to make sure that all of us understand health, even though we've never stepped in a health class. All of us understand medicine and medical conditions and why we take drugs, if at all those drugs are good. Smith Karibu Sana, Mary Kilonzo, I also see you. So today I'm going to give you a recap or maybe just a talk. And it's a general talk. It's not like I'm an expert in gynecology and you are the listener. No, all of us here, we learn from each other. And that's the best part about this channel. We don't treat each other as doctor-patient relationship or medic public, general public relationship. Here we get informed, all of us at the same time. We actually push each other so hard. You realize during fasting, we do a lot to push each other so that all of us achieve the benefits of these fasts. So that is how we do it. We work as a team. And thank you so much for again making us grow on YouTube, on TikTok, on Telegram. We wouldn't be here without you. You guys are just so amazing. So, what is reproductive health and what are the conditions that come as a result of reproductive or through the reproductive system? Now, the body is classified into 8 organ systems. and the reproductive system is part of those eight. So most conditions that hail from this system, actually, I believe most people are going through this. You either have once encountered a urinary tract infection. If you're a woman, it's either you're going through painful menstruation, even though we all know that menstruation is supposed to be a painless encounter. Most women are lacking even the menstruation. Most people are on hormonal contraceptives. They don't know if these contraceptives are harmful or they are helpful as they are purported, and that's why we are here today. We also talk about the cysts, and most women are going through this. Most women in their reproductive age are suffering from fibroids, and the only alternative that you're being given is a surgical removal. And I know there are people who are on metformin, a drug for diabetes, and yet they have fibroids, and nobody explains to you why you're taking metformin in fibroids. Okay. We also want to understand where these conditions are hailing from, and we will understand at the end of this video. We will know, or we'll come to realize that 98% of those conditions that are related to our reproductive health, they hail from an imbalance in hormones. So, for instance, women have both estrogen and testosterone. Testosterone being the male hormone, estrogen being the female hormone. So, regardless of the name that condition will be given by your doctor to sell you fear, do not buy those scientific names. Always ask the doctor, what does this mean? Explain to me in the slightest way possible so that I can understand the diagnosis that you put across. And through that, you get to understand that most reproductive health conditions hail from only the hormones. And this hormone is basically an imbalance. So if you're a lady or a woman, you have high content of estrogen. Okay, and this estrogen is basically playing the roles of femininity, secondary sexual characteristics, fertility, and all this. But an overload of that hormone becomes very problematic to our women. And I always talk about estrogen dominance to just open up your mind to know how dangerous estrogen can be. If you have high content of testosterone, then you'll be heading to the masculine side. So you'll be becoming more of a man. And most women nowadays are that way. That's why our women are growing beards because of the testosterone levels. That's why our women are deepening their voices. Okay, that's why women are having these masculine characters, and this is because most women nowadays inject testosterone. We know the transgender, the males injecting themselves with estrogen to convert to females. We know of the same with the opposite sex. We also know of women who wants to be in sports, trying to inject themselves with testosterone so that they can have high ability uh, to behave like men or to have the power of a man. And then also we know of the foods and the diets that we consume that are rich in these hormones. Those chicken that you consume, these processed foods that you consume, these foods that can mess up your system, and specifically also GMO products. Okay, so GMO products are hormonal disruptors. Also, the sugars, the wheat products, the soy products, all that most of you consume in plenty nowadays. So these are what are disrupting your hormones. So if you're a woman and you're headed towards high testosterone, is a problem. Also, if you're a woman and you're headed towards high estrogen, another problem, because high estrogen now brings you to estrogen dominance, and that estrogen dominance is the reason why most women are suffering from all these reproductive health issues. So it's always about the estrogen. However, since the medical fraternity does not want to touch this, they want you to be a slave to the healthcare. Nobody will tell you this. Everybody will be telling you how you can treat uh, hormonal imbalances. And amazingly, women in their 20s, from 19 to around 28, that is the most productive window for a woman. So in these ages, you will be given hormonal contraceptives to help you stop a biological process, basically to get involved in irresponsible and unprotected sex. So we have a solution for you. We have an implant, we have the injections, we also have the depo injections, we also have the tablets. So we give you these drugs in your early 20s to make sure that you don't get pregnant. So actually, we are encouraging bad behavior in women. And then When you reach your 30s, we'll give you the same drugs that we gave you to stop getting pregnant, to balance your hormones so that you can get pregnant. Listen to that statement. In your 20s or in your early ages as a woman, reproductive ages, we will give you contraceptives, hormonal contraceptives that are high in estrogen. And these hormones are intended to fool the body that you are not ovulating, so you cannot get pregnant. So you're not fertile. So they fool the body that you're infertile at that moment in time, so you cannot get pregnant. Now you go ahead, have all this irresponsible sex during your 20s, and then in your 30s, your doctor will write down a prescription that has hormonal contraceptives for 3 cycles, or rather 3 months, telling you to take this pill every other day so that you balance your hormones. I'm putting balance in quotes because you know what I mean. To balance those hormones, and then you get pregnant. Then they will add you fertility pills, they will add you supplements, they will put you on other drugs, and if you have fibroids, they will advise you to go for surgical removal. Now, if you're bright, you already realize this. All of these are just benefiting the big pharma, and the doctor is part of the big pharma. Is actually hospitals are just a branch of the big pharma near you. I always say that because most doctors have been brainwashed by the syllabus to do these things. So they brainwash a specific individual, give them the title and then money, and then make this individual brainwash the masses. That's why if a doctor tells you to take these hormonal contraceptives, you'll never ask why. But that's what we encourage you to do. We want you to always ask the why. Now imagine this. How is it possible that a drug that made you not to get pregnant is the same drug that will make you get pregnant? Hello? Are you asking yourself questions that I ask myself sometimes? So we give you hormonal contraceptives, you don't get pregnant. And then when you want to get a child desperately, we give you the same contraceptives to make you get pregnant. I mean, who is fooling who in these systems? So once you start asking these questions, you ask your doctor, why do you want to balance my hormones? What is wrong with this imbalance? Doctor starts getting mad. You ask them, what is causing this imbalance? Nobody mentions about the diet, the GMO foods, because all this is the part of the system. Nobody mentions about the drugs that you've been using. Nobody asks you about your history of hormonal contraceptive consumption. And right now, every woman is on hormonal contraceptives. Most women are using hormonal contraceptives. It doesn't matter. Now, let me just make this clear to you, women. Hormonal contraceptives, it is not a role of a woman to control birth, whether you like it or not. It will never be a woman's role to control birth. And I hope men will get to understand this too, because most men are so weak and they cannot handle the responsibility that comes with their ejaculation. So most men have become so weak, yet they want sex without protection, yet they want to satisfy their need to ejaculate without knowing there's a difference between orgasms and ejaculation. Also, most men will want sex without protection, but the burden of their ejaculation is supposed to be entirely on the woman. So women are falling prey to this trap and they're going ahead to use contraceptives. Now, whether married or not married men, you need to use a condom. If you cannot use a condom, then retain your semen. We've put up videos that are talking about semen retention and the benefits. We will talk about that again at the end of this video. However, if you cannot put on a condom just because you think sex without a condom is sweet, you are actually punishing somebody's daughter. But just remember, if you're having sex without protection and you're forcing a woman into using contraceptives, this is your woman. So therefore, every responsibility that will come with the use of these hormonal contraceptives will fall in the hands of the man. Not unless, because nowadays most men are sharing bills with women, so they don't take responsibility fully. But one day we will go back to the traditional ways because responsibility of provision, protection, leadership is supposed to be entirely on the man. So if you mess up this woman's health, you will be the one who will spend money taking this woman to hospital. And that is where we go wrong because nowadays women have health insurances. Women work and they can afford their health care. So now the same women are pushing men to be half providers So men are always looking for a woman who is having something to do, a woman who can bring something on the table. Now, since when did women start providing? So if it falls directly on a man to provide, believe me, everything will go in order. And that's why we are always trying to encourage men to be stronger men, stoic men, very bold, and very honest. Once you get this generation of men, then women will align. Women will go back to being women. But men, most men have become women. Men are fat nowadays. Men are emotional. Men are sharing bills with women. And all this, you will never see it coming until it hits you hard. So later on in life, you will blame the same women for treating you badly. But realistically, nature designed the woman to depend on a man. That is a topic for another day. So let's go into the PCOS. Now, I'll handle a group of conditions for women, then a group of conditions for men. And all these are hormone related. For instance, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now, there is a lady who founded the PCOS Foundation in Kenya, and she's trying to advise women on how to deal with PCOS. And the same woman, I think she's a survivor. Again, I'll use the quotes. She's a survivor of or from PCOS. But if you look at that lady, she's obese. Now, I don't understand how you people get to fall trap for something like this. Women, somebody who is obese will never escape polycystic ovarian syndrome. It starts from there because fat is highly estrogenic. And remember, PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids, cysts, infertility, ovarian and cervical and breast cancer, all these conditions are hailing from that one hormone, which is called estrogen. The higher the amounts of estrogen, the more the chances that you will get into these conditions. Now, nobody's telling you that because we want you to be our slave. Give us the money, give us the consultation fee, we will prescribe the drugs for you. It all starts with what you're taking in. Those carbohydrates that we keep warning you about, those inflammatory foods that we keep warning you about, the wheat, the seed oils, the processed foods, the sugars, the fruits, all this will lead you to one thing called insulin resistance. And once you have high amounts of insulin in the system, then you start having high amounts of estrogen in the system. Remember also, insulin resistance is the one that is responsible for you being obese or for you adding weight. Once you add weight, your estrogen starts rising because there's a way fat is highly toxic and also blocks the conversion of estrogen to testosterone. So therefore, your estrogen keeps on going up, your insulin keeps on going up, your insulin activates IGF-1, your insulin activates hormonal receptors, estrogen receptors in the uterus, and you have all these issues. So if you already are bright and you're listening keenly, you already know if you're suffering from these conditions, you need to lower your estrogen. And people will make noise that estrogen is a female hormone, and yes, we need it, so it being up is not a problem. But estrogen is a problem. The high amounts of estrogen, that is what we call estrogen dominance. So how do we fix estrogen dominance? Because if all these conditions are hailing from estrogen dominance, it is easier for us to lower the estrogen, reverse the dominance, and then stabilize it. Because remember, in a woman, two hormones exist again, estrogen and progesterone. Progesterone is your fertility hormone. So its role is to actually neutralize the effects of estrogen. Now, progesterone is produced in two tissues or two organs. One, the adrenal glands on top of your kidneys, and number two, the ovaries. So as you grow older, your ovaries start aging slowly and they start diminishing. The production of progesterone starts going down. Now remember, if we have estrogen and progesterone on the same level, so if progesterone level or production starts going down, estrogen looks like it's so high. So the effects of estrogen will be felt mostly. We need to bring this progesterone back so that it can neutralize the effects of estrogen. And that means we need to rejuvenate our ovaries, but that's a tricky one because as you age, also the ovaries will start aging. That's why we tell women the earlier you get pregnant, the earlier you get married, the better. Because by the time you're getting into 30 now, women, pregnancy at 35 years old is classified as geriatric pregnancy, meaning old age pregnancy, 35 years. So that tells you at this moment in time, already 30, you already have 70% of your eggs gone. So your ovaries are basically diminishing. Now you remain with the adrenal glands that will produce the progesterone when your progesterone that is produced by ovaries starts going down. But you're already messing these adrenals through soy products, through stevia, those people who use stevia as a sugar substitute, through sugar in all forms, including fruits and honey, through consumption of processed foods and the fructose, high fructose corn syrup that is in processed foods, through those chips and chicken that you eat in those restaurants, through seed oils, and through not fasting, just eating all the time and raising your insulin. That is how you kill your adrenals. So remember now your ovaries are aging, so progesterone level production is going down. And also you're messing your adrenals with all these foods. So again, production of progesterone is going down. So how will you avoid the issues that come with estrogen? You can't. Now remember, estrogen is just produced by the ovaries, and also it is coming in through other foods. Also, the fat, when you're growing fat, that obesity is bringing you the estrogen. That GMO food that you're eating, bringing in estrogen. Those microplastics, that toothpaste that you're using, that deodorant, all these are bringing you the estrogen. And so your system has estrogen. That pasteurized milk, thank you for reminding that. Pasteurized milk, the one that you're using, is raising your estrogen levels. And once it's doing that, then a problem comes in. Now you have high estrogen, but you don't have a hormone that is supposed to neutralize effects of estrogen. So what happens? Estrogen dominance, and therefore PCOS, endometriosis, painful menstruation, lack of menstruation, infertility, cysts, cancer. And when you come to people, what they will do is they will tell you, when you come to the doctor, they will tell you, now you have cervical cancer and now, or the breast cancer, now we have to remove one breast, but we have not fixed the estrogen dominance. Now again, the estrogen, the cancer has spread to the other breast, we have to remove this other breast. Now you have high sugars, we have to give you metformin. Now you have fibroids, we cannot shrink the fibroids, they are too big, now we have to remove it. All this is money being channeled through this. And yet you can fix the diet, you can change your food from GMO to organic. You can drop the processed foods. You can drop restaurant foods, seed oils, sugar. You can drop all those soy products. Okay? You can drop every single food that has high content of estrogen, the soy. And soy is even messing our sons, because you introduce a child to milk powders and milk formulas that have high content of soy and the processed foods. And then your son gets to teenage and he cannot erect. Then he starts having all these issues. Now self-esteem goes down, and now depression sets in. Now you're blaming depression, yet is the diet of your son. So that is how issues in women come. So for you to lower that estrogen, and one on the list is you need to drop those inflammatory foods, whether you like it or not. I'll talk about this every other time until you guys get to understand. You will have to drop those inflammatory foods, the pasteurized milk, the wheat products, the processed foods, the sugar, the seed oils. Once you drop those foods, now you can start fixing yourself through eating healthy keto. So basically, the best medicine for hormonal imbalances in women, for reproductive health conditions in women, is a clean keto. Basically, that means you will not cook your foods using seed oils. You'll go straight to saturated fats, the ghee, the tallow, the sweat, the coconut oil, the avocado oil, the one that we keep on mentioning. Then after that, you will go on a strict clean keto, because if you already have fibroids, then you need to change these things. So there's no moderation. Shift from carbohydrates, no even complex carbohydrates, just go straight to a clean keto, which is high protein diet, and that high protein has to be fatty protein, because lean protein can also be converted back to glucose, and that is a problem. That is insulin resistance. So fatty protein. So if you go in that butchery, tell that butcherman to cut you that piece of meat that has fat. Eat all organ meats in plenty. Eat the chicken plus the skin. Eat fish because of omega-3 and you want that. Eat the eggs in plenty because you want that cholesterol for synthesis of those hormones. Drop the sugars, drop the seed oils, drop the processed foods. Now fix your gut. Once you fix your gut, you start absorbing nutrients in the adequate amounts. You go on a strict keto. Once you go on a strict keto, then follow it up with the following hormonal balances: sleep 8 hours every night, the sun at least 30 to 1 hour, midday sunlight, and then fasting, both prolonged and periodic fasts. However, for women, do not go for prolonged fast during your progesterone phase. I always tell people, the people that we fast with, if you're ovulating, if you're expecting to get a child, please do not prolong your fasts. A 24-hour fast is enough. But if you're in the estrogenic phase, basically, immediately after menstruation, you can do a prolonged periodic fast. You can do 48 hours, you can do 72 hours. Okay, but an OMAD is a healthy meal for everyone, regardless of your cycle. One meal a day. Make it strict, clean keto. And then go to the gym and lift weights. Don't go to the gym and run on a treadmill. You'll be raising your estrogen for no good reason. Go to the gym. Do not even listen to the music because music has a way of setting up your mind into the wrong direction. Go to the music and the gym and listen to your body as you train, as you lift those weights, as you carry the push and pull exercises, that compound exercises. These are what will cause you a good recovery. That is the female side. How about the male side? The male side, erectile dysfunction, a very serious problem in the modern man. Where are we getting this erectile dysfunction? We are raising our estrogen and we are lowering our testosterone. Men, stop asking me, how can I recover from erectile dysfunction or premature ejaculation? I don't have premature ejaculation, but I have erectile dysfunction. I don't have erectile dysfunction, but I always ejaculate so quick. Now, no medicine shall fix that for you. Nothing. No supplements will fix this for you. If you want a good erection, you need to fast, you need cold showers, you need the gym, you need the sun, you need sleep, you need healthy keto, and therefore this healthy keto will give you all the supplements that you need, including vitamin B12 that is responsible for formation of folate, that is responsible for blood, and that is responsible for your erection. So let me explain to men how erection occurs. Now, there is a tissue in your penis that is called the corpus cavernosum. It's like a sponge, okay, and has high networks of blood vessels. Now, this sponge has to gorge with blood for it to give you an erection. So once it's like just a sponge, when you dip it in water, it becomes so heavy. This is the same concept that happens when you have high amounts of blood and when you want to have an erection. So this sponge will gorge with blood, and then that blood will cause the valves in these blood vessels to block so that blood gorges into your penis. And then when it gorges into the corpus cavernosum, then you have your erection. So erectile dysfunction can occur due to different effects. One being, the most one being low testosterone and high estrogen. Number two being anemia. So if you have low blood volume, then you'll end up getting a poor erection. Number three, there must be a nerve problem. So nerves that supply the penis are getting problematic. And what kills these nerves is diabetes, basically high blood sugars and high body sugars. So men, if you're eating sugar now, you already know what is causing you the erectile dysfunction. Okay? And then the mindset. So most men have this the need to prove themselves. You want to prove that you're a star in bed, but realistically, every woman behaves differently in bed. So if you want to prove to women that you're a star in bed, then that anxiety will bring you problems. You might end up not even having an erection, leave alone premature ejaculation or a half erection. You might end up losing the erection completely because of that anxiety. So you must be in appropriate mindset. And that's why I tell you to drop masturbation and pornography, because those two, they will numb your sexual centers and they make you believe that sex is available on the hand. Once sex is available in your hand, and then you lose the touch with women. Okay? And then once you also prioritize ejaculation, you lose touch or your sexual ability. Masturbation numbs your sexual centers. Masturbation kills your organs. Masturbation is just a crime. Like literally, men, do not be involved in masturbation. Don't watch pornography. Learn a skill. That time that you want to watch that porn movie, why don't you just go to the gym and lift weights? You will boost your testosterone. Why don't you go and take a cold shower? Don't tell me that cold showers will give you pneumonia. We explained how pneumonia happens, and the cold showers are not part of the causes of pneumonia. So stop giving excuses for you just wanting to be a soft life lover. To a man, there's no soft life. To a man, your life has to be in order. And small things count. If you've not read that book called Atomic Habits, you need to start reading that book because very small habits will grow up into a big habits. Like just going to the gym and lifting weights and be consistent. You are better off than any other person who just goes to the gym online, who wants to envy lifestyle of other men. You are always on TikTok beyond midnight. You're watching women twerking. You're listening to music that is actually making you focus too much on sex. You're watching movies that are full of all these bad habits, and you want to fix your testosterone. It's very impossible. So you need to start with your mind, fix the mind, read books that are masculine, understand the basics of how a man behaves, understand the basics of semen retention, understand that ejaculation and orgasm is different. So you can prioritize orgasm over ejaculation because you are supposed to only ejaculate when you want a child. So most people who are suffering from premature ejaculation is because they want to ejaculate. And I think the reason why men have sex is all about ejaculation. And do you know how much energy you lose when you ejaculate? There's a lot of immune cells that are destroyed. There's a lot of protein that is sent out. There's a lot of energy that is required during a sexual and ejaculation process. The seed has been wasted, and that seed is supposed to be preserved for you to grow your next generation. But you're ejaculating just because you want it, and then you get bored with the woman after ejaculation because that's the post-nut clarity. Once you realize it wasn't that serious, and then now what? What next? Men who have practiced semen retention successfully will tell you it reaches a point when sex doesn't make sense at all. What makes sense is relationships. Okay? I'm not telling people not to have sex. You can have sex as much as you want. That is your own problem. But a man who has retained their semen, that man is a beast. Your testosterone levels go up, and testosterone is a hormone that powers a man into success. It's the hormone that makes you wake up in the morning and want to fight and want to make it better. And you're making better, you're making life better for you and for the generation that is coming. So, men, every time you ejaculate, there's a responsibility that is coming with that ejaculation because once it leaves your penis, then that is not your sperm anymore. Now you want to give that woman contraceptives, the P2s. Now you want to give that woman an injection so that you continue having unprotected sex and ejaculating carelessly in her. Now you want to get angry all the time because your testosterone is going down, your estrogen is going up, you become emotional. Most women can tell you here that they are dating men who are ever emotional. So this woman is wondering, why am I dating a fellow woman? Now we need to raise our testosterone as men. And how do we raise testosterone? Number one, fasting. Men, whether you like it or not, you will have to fast. You will have to fast. It doesn't matter. For men, we don't have an ovulatory stage, so you will have to do it. 1 meal a day for a man is enough. From there, at least twice a month, you can do a 48-hour fast. I mean, why would a man eat 8 meals a day? Why would you snack all the time? You don't even have the discipline. Why would you eat in the morning when you leave the house? You eat at 10, you eat, and you see every other time your pot belly is growing. And every man knows there's a guilt that comes with growing a pot belly. There's some guilt that comes with growing a pot belly, but we hardly admit it until it becomes problematic. And then we start thinking, oh, come on, how did I end up here? But every man knows there's that guilt of having a pot belly. And you will only realize that pot belly is annoying when you walk into a gym and you see lean men working out. You inside, You envy them. You want to be like them, but you don't want to put in the work. So you want to snap and you have that lean body. You want to go to India and do a liposuction. As a man, you're going on a table to do a liposuction. How is that even making sense? I'm an advocate of strong men because I know if you fix the men, you fix the women. Women will align. Women want to succeed behind a successful man, a stoic man. But men have become so weak, and that is because of high amounts of estrogen in their system. Now, in case you're wondering why I'm talking about estrogen all the time, look at these men. If you have high amounts of estrogen in the system, one, you're going to be very fat. This is why I tell you to drop those beers. This is why I tell you to drop soy products. This is why I tell you to drop the sugar and start fasting and drop the wheat products and processed foods and restaurant foods. Have some discipline. So estrogen being up in a man, we expect a man to have high testosterone. But now testosterone is competing with estrogen. So you have estrogen going up and testosterone going down all the time. Can you just imagine this? That from 1970 up to now, sperm count in men has reduced by over 70%. So as we as the world moves ahead, men are becoming more of women. Sperm count is low. Testosterone levels are very, very low because low testosterone is the reason why men have low sperm count, have low libido, have low sexual urge, have low energy to go and work. So they will rely on women working too so that we can balance the bills. So the point is this: high estrogen will bring you a lot of issues. One, you'll grow fat. Two, you'll have low testosterone. So that means erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation. Again, high estrogen and high insulin will bring you benign prostate hyperplasia or hypertrophy. This is an enlarged prostate. It is not cancer, it's an enlarged prostate. Therefore, you'll have difficulty in ejaculation and also in urinating. Most of our fathers have gone through this, and unfortunately, they have gone through surgeries to remove the prostate. Why would you remove a biological organ that is there for a specific function? Why would you remove it? Why is it always so hard for us to just fix the cause but go for the symptom? Why would you take the drugs for to open up the urethra so that you can easily urinate, but knowing that opening up that urethra is basically a symptom? So when the drug reduces in the system, the symptom comes back because you didn't fix the cause. So our fathers are going for prostate removal, and I know there are people here whose fathers are scheduled for prostate removal. But those doctors will never tell your fathers to fix their dad. The doctors are still telling them that, you have high testosterone in your system. Now, when did testosterone become harmful to a man? The cause of prostate cancer, the cause of enlarged prostate in men is high amount of estrogen. Please learn this. It is high amount of estrogen, the female hormone. And where are we getting this female hormone? I already mentioned it. GMO foods, those fruits, those honey that you're taking all the time, the sugars, the wheat products, the processed foods, the sodas, the energy drinks, the pasteurized milk, the microplastics that we consume every time you have a water bottle that is plastic, you're shaking it and drinking that water, you're getting microplastics slow by slow. The toothpaste that you're using, the deodorants and the sprays that you're using to just smell good, the music that we listen to are lowering our testosterone. Prioritization of ejaculation, aimless ejaculation, wasting testosterone all the time, eating all the time, inability to fast, sedentarism. This is what is causing you a low testosterone. This is what is causing you high estrogen. So if you start fixing those causes, you're already fixing 70% of your erection problems or your reproductive health problems. Wear a condom. If you don't wear a condom, you'll get into infections. These infections will affect your reproductive system. Now, you continue sharing bills with those women and you think you're getting sex exclusively. They're actually giving you sex as sympathy. So you're earning sympathy sex from these women, thinking that you're a star. I mean, how can you be fat as a man and then think that you're wealthy? That the society has made you think that being fat or obese is a sign of wealth. You're getting in more problems. You just look at people who are having these problems. All of them are obese. Is that not, does that not communicate to us? We need to know that there's a problem, and the problem is in estrogen. So fix the estrogen, start fasting, eat healthy keto, go to the gym as a man, start meditating, wake up early, take those cold showers, make a routine, walk in the midday sunlight, enjoy it. The sun can never cause you cancer. If the sun causes cancer, all of us would be having cancer already. So look at your lifestyle. Monday to Friday, you're working, and you're working so hard for you to enjoy the weekend. And this enjoyment is basically you going to take beer. Even the people who made beer only drink one beer in a month. You want to drink all the beer in a bar. Get out tomorrow, you're belching all the way to the pharmacy to buy omeprazoles. On these PPIs, the drugs for ulcers, the omeprazoles, men, if you're on these drugs, please drop them. Start fasting to fix your ulcers. Omeprazole is a PPI. It's called proton pump inhibitor. So it inhibits the pump that pumps hydrogen ions into the stomach. And if you did chemistry and you understood it, hydrogen ions is what we call acid. So it pumps the acid into the stomach, that pump. That same pump is present in your testicles, in your gonads. So it does the same function, pumps hydrogen ions into the sperm so that sperm matures. So now you're using omeprazole chronically. Omeprazole blocks this pump, and therefore there's no pumping hydrogen into the sperm, and therefore you're having weak sperms, and you're wondering why you're not making that woman pregnant. You've married her for 1 year, 2 years, nothing. But you've been on omeprazole all through. You eat the wheat products and the seed oils. Tomorrow you're in the pharmacy buying over-the-counter omeprazoles. Now you will start blaming the woman because you're not getting pregnant. Of course, the blame is on you because women lose track when they are behind a weak man. If a woman found you cooking healthy foods, eating healthy foods, fasting, she definitely adapts. Women are good at following a stoic leader. They are loyal followers. Men are the leaders. So if you lose track, you cannot blame the woman. You cannot blame the children. We blame the man because the man is the one who misled them. You are the one who is supposed to train the woman, then the woman trains the children the way you trained him. So if you lose track, then the woman loses track and the children lose track. Now you need to fix yourself. Okay? So low sperm count, low libido, premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, BPH, benign prostate hyperplasia or hypertrophy. All these five, men, all these five, if you're going through any of these five, it is all in your diet. It is all in your estrogen. Drop the estrogen. Change the diet. Don't go for any drug. Don't go for any supplement. There is no supplement that will help you. Don't fall prey to those companies that are selling supplements all over, trying to tell you that this will enlarge your penis, this will give you high testosterone. I don't know if you drink this concoction, it will do. And I wonder why you guys take those concoctions. Nothing happens, but you never go back and tell these people this didn't work. And if they give you a new drug, you will still take it. But when we tell you to fast, you're always fast to complain. But you never complain when you're giving these supplements that are not working. You're going to buy Viagra, sildenafil, to get you an erection. And then you end up in hypotension, low blood pressure. Then you die. You die on top of a woman. Because that drug was designed for pulmonary hypertension. So it's actually a drug that is supposed to lower your blood pressure. So you're going to use it, and then you want to prove to the woman. You want to please the woman because now you have the strength, you have an erection at least for once. Now you end up into hypotension and you start fainting. When will we ever learn? When will we ever learn? So yeah, that is basically what is happening to us. And then men, do not cut off your manhood, whatever the case. However, your favorite influencer is marketing vasectomy. If you hear vasectomy from this gate, run from the other gate. Use the other exit. Just run. Vasectomy will not fix your problems as a man. Vasectomy will not fix your problem. Women, tubal ligation will not fix your problems. Most men are doing vasectomy because of the need to ejaculate again. So you realize they will hide in the name that, I've had children now. It's time to just close it down. But the reality is The reason why you're going to cut off your manhood is because you cannot control your erection, you cannot control your ejaculation. You are a sex addict. How long shall you hide behind bars telling us you don't want children anymore, but in real sense, you're cutting off your manhood because you want to have sex without condom, a condom without any, you want to ejaculate aimlessly. Because who else can convince me that vasectomy is designed to help men not to get children? Men want children. Okay, so do not go for vasectomy. Women do not go for tubal ligation. Do not buy the NGO agenda. Vasectomy, tubal ligation, hormonal contraceptives, all these are agendas that are being propagated by NGOs. NGOs are not here to help you. They are here to mess our women. They are here to mess you men. They are here to emasculate the man so that they mess our women. And you can imagine these women, these women who are taking contraceptives, if you have that thing, please just get it out. Get it out. We cannot handle the side effects of contraceptives. If you ever read that leaflet, most of the information is being hidden. One, those migraines that you get, and you want to blame it on something else, those migraines are being brought by that implant that you're putting in your hand, that contraceptives that you're using. That vaginal spotting all the time. It's like you're having menses every day. That weight gain because of estrogen. That estrogen dominance, which will bring you infertility. Those cysts, that cancer, these are the major side effects of these hormonal contraceptives. So why are we using them? You think these people brought these things to help you control birth? If they did that, why did they bring the men contraceptives? There was a time gospel was being marketed for contraception in men. No man can take that thing. That tells you men want children. So those doctors who are trying to market vasectomy and they are doing it cheaply, I think 10,000. Some I already saw a notice that was showing vasectomy being done for free. These are people who just want the money. It is reversible. You can do this, blah blah blah. Don't even do it. If it is reversible, why are you doing it? So you just stop doing it. Why would you do it for you to reverse it? Don't do it. Control your penis. A man who has control over his mouth and his penis has 90% of his problems solved. Then they will lie to you. The more you ejaculate, the more you'll get cancer. The more you retain your semen, the more you'll get cancer. Have you ever realized that they'll tell you if you ejaculate too often, you get cancer? Then the same people will tell you if you retain your semen, you're exposing yourself to cancer. So who is saying the truth? The same people who told your women, if you swallow this pill, you will not get pregnant. You will have irresponsible and unprotected sex. Then they'll tell the same woman, if you swallow this same pill that we gave you to stop you from getting pregnant, is the same pill that will make you get pregnant. It's a fertility pill. They're the same people who tell you, if you cut off your manhood, you can reverse it. If you cut off your manhood, you will be healthy. Cutting off vasectomy will lead you not into cancer. You will not get cancer for doing vasectomy. All this nonsense to just market their product, which is vasectomy. It is even for free. You go to the Arab countries and see if they are marketing these things there. Nothing. A man wants children all over playing. Some of them even forget their names. But as long as they are children. So you'll cut off your manhood, and luckily your woman will still get pregnant. The same woman who told you to go and cut off your manhood is the same woman who will get pregnant after you've done a vasectomy. And we will be here to laugh at you. We can promise you that. We will be here to remind you these conversations. We hope they will still be here. They will not have closed us down. So we hope these channels will still be here so that we can remind you. We told you that you should never cut down your manhood or cut off your manhood just to impress a woman or just to satisfy the agenda of the West. So on that note, let me bring in something. So basics here for both men and women having hormonal imbalances, having all these reproductive health issues. Number one on the list is drop inflammatory foods. The seed oils, the wheat products, the pasteurized milk, the processed foods, the sugars in all forms, including fruits and honey. Okay. Once you drop those foods, now you can start fasting. Eat a maximum of 2 meals a day. Make it high in protein, which is fatty protein. Make it high in organ meat. Make it high in vegetables, because vegetables also have enzymes that break down estrogen. Women, if you have high estrogen levels or you're suffering from this, start consuming green leafy vegetables. They have enzymes that break down estrogen, so they will lower estrogen. Also, men, if you are fat, you want to lose weight, change your diet. Drop the carbohydrates completely, go into healthy keto, and consume vegetables in plenty so that they can start breaking down your estrogen. So once you drop inflammatory foods, start fasting, healthy keto, rich in protein, animal fat, and vegetables. Go to the gym and exercise. Lift weights. Don't run on a treadmill. Don't listen to the gym music. Go there and listen to your body. Salt plays a very important role in fertility and fixing the gut. So enjoy your salt, whether raw or cooked. Salt is never the enemy. Enjoy it. Women, salt is very good for fertility. Men, salt is very good for fixing your gut. Then above all, drop those drugs. Contraceptives should go. Vasectomy in the bin. That's how we fix it. So I guess we have some questions here so that we can answer them before we invite in some people to just have a conversation. Eric Peter, karibu sana. Hi, Doc Lewis. Please touch on hemorrhoids. We cannot touch on hemorrhoids when you're talking about reproductive health issues, but Abdul, I've put out a video already on my YouTube that is explaining hemorrhoids. It's a very detailed video, a very good one. You'll understand the types of hemorrhoid and the management. So go look for that video. It's just labeled Understanding Hemorrhoids. San Peter, thank you for being here. Masharia Wanjiru, we appreciate you. Onyango Owor, I can convince you. How so? Ongari Waidhaka, karibu sana. I'm glad I followed you, Daktari. A lot has changed in my life. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate that. Peter Gikuri, biggest lie, ejaculation prevents cancer? That's a question. You're asking a question. Ejaculation prevents cancer. Why would you ejaculate if you don't want to give birth? Okay, ejaculation does not prevent cancer, does not also cause cancer. However, you can overwork your prostate through aimless ejaculation. That can lead you to some form of BPH. But again, that will mean you're also eating unhealthy. So ejaculation cannot cause you cancer. Ejaculation cannot predispose you to cancer. Please, Doc, a word for a friend with stage 4 breast cancer. Regardless of the stage, breast cancer is caused by high estrogen levels. Anmongi, high estrogen levels. And how do you just control the estrogen levels? So regardless of the stage, she has to fix the gut, the diet. That means if she's using any seed oils or the vegetable oils to cook her meals, she has to change that to ghee, coconut oil, or tallow. Number 2, she has to drop all carbohydrates totally. She only has to consume protein diet, high protein diet, vegetable and avocado, and high animal fat. For instance, she can take fatty meat or the liver, cook it using ghee, add vegetables and an avocado. No carbohydrates in her diet. No sugar in all forms, including fruits and honey, apart from avocado. Then at stage 4, she has to take only 1 meal a day. Then she has to start fasting. Every week or every weekend, she has to do a 48-hour fast. She will recover from it instantly. So 1 meal a day from Monday to Friday, and then from Friday to Sunday, a 48-hour fast every week. Fasting will reverse her cancer because fasting lowers estrogen. Fasting also lowers glucose in the blood, and glucose feeds cancer. So that's what she's supposed to do. Just tell her that. That is the basic. Fasting, healthy keto, the sun, sleep, what else? Exercise. And then drink salt. Hi, doctor. I started following your advice a month ago for weight management. It's amazing. The results are evident. I appreciate you, Edwin. Keep going, bro. Sarah Davis, Doc, I'm no longer wearing specs. No sugar in my diet at all. Wheat kaput, ghee on top. That is a point to note. Most of those people who are wearing specs and who go for cataract surgeries and eye surgeries, you're wasting time. Change the diet. Nerves that supply the eye are killed by sugar. Doc, is endo cancerous? Do you mean endometriosis or what? Just clarify that, Peter. I'll explain endometriosis. Good. For my people on TikTok, when fasting, can she be having, I don't know, kindly ask that question again. Well, as we wait for that, let's have some people coming in. You can request to come on so we can have a conversation about this. If at all you're suffering from these conditions, if you have anything to air, so that I can invite you in and we have a comfortable conversation. This involves people who are obese, overweight, people who are still suffering from food addiction. This will be fixing food addiction, and fixing the gut will fix your hormonal imbalances. What should a lactating mother take to increase milk production? Mother's milk production is a natural thing. So your system already has designed you to produce milk that is enough for babies, even if you give birth to 4 babies, which is wrong. Nowadays, people are using so much hormonal contraceptives, that's why you're giving birth to more than 5 babies. But even if you give birth to these 5 babies, nature has designed your milk to be enough. Remember, a baby is not a small adult, so their stomach is not the same as an adult stomach. They still get satisfied. So for you to increase breast milk, breastfeed frequently. Number two, eat healthy foods. Don't eat carbohydrates, processed foods. Mothers are taking sodas all the time. Drop carbohydrates in their diets. Let them eat eggs, let them eat meat, organ meat, fish, chicken, avocados in plenty, vegetables, and all these meats. Red or white meat in plenty. Then let them not eat all the time. Let them lose the weight. Milk will come. And by the way, milk does not come from what the mother is eating at that moment in time. Those women who say, I'm eating for the baby or to get breast milk, it's not true. There's a process that happens for that food to be converted to milk and stored around the milk, around the nipple, and the areola. So there's a lot of processes that come as a result of that. So if you want to increase your milk production, eat healthy foods, have good sleep, and breastfeed frequently. Is endometriosis cancerous? Now, this question is a wide one. Let me answer this. First of all, endometriosis just means you have a tissue, and endometrium is basically the lining of the uterus. So if women or a woman has that lining of the uterus, those cells that line the uterus that are called endometrium, present in another organ that is not the uterus, that is what we call endometriosis. So sometimes you get that tissue of the uterus in the fallopian tubes, in the abdomen, in the lungs, like the one for Njambi Koikai. So it behaves as though it is still part of the uterus. So it still responds to hormones, the estrogen and progesterone. So it still sheds off during menstruation. So when the cycle begins, it sheds off. So you can imagine that if it is in the lungs and then it peels off during the end of the month, these women will have so much pain in their lungs and sometimes their lungs collapse. So it is not cancerous. It is not. But it's just presence of a tissue that is supposed to be in the uterus, outside the uterus, in another organ. Okay? So maybe the prolonged exposure to it can bring you cancer later on, plus the diets. But on its own, endometriosis is not cancerous. But it's a very painful encounter. Okay? I started eating only proteins. Is it okay to have kefir milk together? Yes, kefir milk is very okay. Even the Greek yogurt, very good. Because they have no sugar, they are very good. So you can take that. Fermented foods are just awesome. Hi doc, a word on food on a dialysis patient. Now, if a patient is on dialysis, that one is a difficult situation to handle on lives like this because they need a strict dietary modification. But that is given to them by a nephrologist. So you don't need to worry if they're already going through dialysis and they're going through a kidney transplant. That is stage 4 and stage 5 of kidney problems, and then that one is hard for you to intervene. You only need a doctor's guideline. That's a nephrologist's guideline. Okay. But meanwhile, you can drop the sugar, the wheat products, the processed foods, the salt. At stage 4 and stage 5, you need to drop the salt also, and then limit fluid intake. And also, basically, you're limiting a lot of things. There's so much you can limit. So I think that's beyond you, Sammy. That's beyond you. Good. So let's bring in people. I'm going to start with Mickey, and then Christine Kemunto, and then Rebecca. Let's start with Mickey and see what Mickey has to say before we continue. Mickey, I hope network in Kitui is okay. Mickey.
Hello.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Talk to me.
I have 3 questions.
Okay.
Number 1, is it possible for someone to have all these hormonal conditions and they don't know?
Yes. You mean all of them at once? Mickey.
No, maybe 1 or 2 or 1. Just
women who
have a condition, but you don't know.
Yes, women who have fibroids, they actually don't know. Most of them, they actually have no problem until they're trying to get pregnant and it's not possible. Then they go to the doctor and boom, they have fibroids. So yes, it's very possible. But like things like endometriosis, you will never miss to know because it's very painful. Things like the cysts, again, you can end up thinking that you're pregnant. You go take those lab tests, they show you're pregnant, but you're holding this pregnancy for more than 10 months. It's just a false pregnancy. So things like that you really need because the scans are also showing that there's a mass in the uterus, but realistically it's not a baby. So conditions like the cysts, conditions like fibroids, like infertility, those are difficult to diagnose on your own. You need medical help because, like infertility, a woman is infertile but still gets the menses, so still gets the cycle. So they never know they are infertile until they're struggling to get a baby. Mickey, you need to fix your internet. You need to fix your internet and then come back. You are hanging like crazy. You are hanging like crazy. The next one is Kemunto. Yes, Kemunto.
Thank you. Sharing, always sharing the knowledge. It makes a lot of difference.
Okay.
So I haven't quite framed my questions, but it's just around the issues of. I remember I was sometimes told I have PCOS by one doctor.
Okay.
Another one said I don't have PCOS because I'm very feminine. I don't present physically like I have those PCOS. Then the issue of this irregular menses and ovulation. I just wanted to know is there a way that you can talk about, would someone tell if they have true ovulation or false ovulation? Is it something that you can really monitor?
First things first. You said your doctor told you look feminine and your femininity cannot allow you to have these conditions.
Yeah, that was big. One doctor said I have PCOS, another one said I don't have it. But I've had fibroids, struggled with fibroids and cysts.
So tell me about this femininity. What made him think that you're feminine?
No, they just said because the hair, there are those physical features that show.
Like the hair and what else? Just the hair?
Having, of course, the irregular menses was one key. Yeah, plus the physical aspect. And then there was the issue of high testosterone levels. Yeah.
You had high testosterone levels?
Yes.
Okay. So what is your body weight?
84.
84 kgs.
Yes.
Do you consume any wheat product? Chapati, spaghetti, pasta? Do you?
Rice, ugali. Oh, no. Mostly I just take the carbs, the rice and ugali.
Rice and ugali. So you don't eat chapati?
I don't like. I can. It can be cooked and I don't eat. I just don't like them. Even bread, I just don't like.
No, the question,
Naturally.
the question is, do you like? The question is not, do you like? The question is, do you eat?
Yes, maybe once.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your cooking
once.
oil?
The normal cooking oil.
Well, to me, the normal one is ghee. Do you use ghee?
No.
What is the
The
normal
normal
one?
like the sunflower oil.
Sunflower oil. Do you use sugar?
Yes, I do.
What is your favorite fruit?
My favorite food. My favorite drink is tea. I take a lot of
No, fruit,
and a lot of
fruits.
fruit.
Yeah.
Oh, fruit. I don't have a favorite fruit. Maybe my and I don't find it.
Oh, so what do
I
you?
don't actually. I was very happy when I heard you saying fruits are not a must other than avocado. I was like, okay, now I can escape my bad habits.
Oh, so you don't eat
I
fruit?
don't really. No,
Oh, okay.
I don't have a favorite.
So when you visited this doctor, the one who told you have PCOS, huh? Did they mention anything about your weight?
Yes.
What?
They said actually I need to reduce my weight. They just told me I'm going borderline obese. I need to cut down on the weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did they tell you to do to cut down your weight?
Exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly they told me I should start exercising.
So this was the first doctor. The second doctor told you you don't have PCOS.
Yes.
What was the test that he did?
I've done so many tests sometimes. I really can't remember.
Okay. And what did he say after he realized you do not have PCOS? What was his advice?
Of course, I found out I have the fibroids, so we went again to surgery to remove the fibroids.
So you did the surgery?
Yeah, I've had like 2 surgeries for fibroids.
Okay. So how old are you?
My age I shouldn't say.
No, nobody knows you on this live though. So there's no problem with you saying.
No, it's okay. 38.
Good. Have you conceived before?
No.
Okay. Good. So now, at least you have something here already substantial. So the point is this, whether you removed that fibroid surgically or you did not, whether you did 2 surgeries or 5, they will still recur. Do you know why? Because your doctor was just interested in your money. So he did this surgery. Yet the real thing is, one, you did not lose weight. So he did not encourage you what to do to lose weight, because exercise plays 15% of weight loss. 80% is played by the diet. So did your doctor mention anything about the diet?
Yeah. It said you eat the normal whole food, local foods.
Like what?
Yeah. It said, of course, the way they show you the plate, that you have a little of ugali, more vegetables, and
so the portion controls, you can eat ugali. Now you have fibroids, you can still eat ugali, you can still eat the carbohydrates as long as you control the portions, right?
Yes.
Good. Now listen carefully. Whether you like it or not, you'll have to pull down that weight. 81 kgs is a lot of weight for a woman. You need to pull down that weight to below 70 kgs. And that is very doable. Number 2, that surgery was temporary. It wasn't supposed to fix your ideal situation, because that surgery was to remove the symptoms of fibroids, not remove the cause of the fibroids. The cause is in you having a high amount of weight that is fat, which is highly estrogenic. The cause is in you, in what you've been eating, these inflammatory foods. I keep mentioning about you dropping seed oils. I keep mentioning about you people dropping sugar in all forms, including fruits and honey. I keep mentioning about you people dropping processed foods, restaurant foods. and the wheat products. I keep mentioning about you guys dropping the rice and the ugali. They are zero nutritional value. They have no nutritional value at all. But you people keep on ignoring. These are foods that actually will raise your estrogen. Once they raise your estrogen, and then all these conditions will come. Now, fibroids are basically coming in as a result of one, you not conceiving from the time you were 19 all the way to 38. So your uterus was basically idle. Were you on any contraceptives at that point, at that time?
No.
So you see, all this time, your uterus was idle, and the uterus was always expecting to receive a child, but it was idle. So just like the farm, when you let it just be idle, then it grows things, it grows dirt, the weeds and stuff. So that's the same concept here. So you left your uterus idle, and then this uterus grew those fibroids. And now the issue is you want to remove the fibroids, which is basically a symptom of estrogen dominance. It doesn't help. So what you need to do is you need to fix that weight. And how do you fix that weight? Drop all those inflammatory foods. The foods that you just had me mentioning, the seed oils, which you're using sunflower oil, which is a seed oil. Change that. Start using ghee or coconut oil.
Yeah.
If at all you're intending to get pregnant, if at all you're intending to lose that weight, if at all you're intending to reverse any reproductive health condition, including other chronic conditions like diabetes, hypertension, cancer, and stuff, you will have to drop that seed oil and start cooking using ghee or coconut oil. Number two, your diet does not need any wheat products, both whole wheat and processed wheat. You do not need it. So no spaghetti, no pasta, no chapatis, mandazi, bread and stuff. You will drop them. Number three, we are going to eat nutrient-dense foods, and that means we will not eat any food that has no nutritional value. So the rice and the ugali and all the carbohydrates that are simple and processed have to go. So your diet is going to be on a carbohydrate-free mode because you already have high amount of weight, you already have these conditions, and you need to lower your estrogen. So your diet has to go on free carbohydrates. So basically, you're going to concentrate on eating protein in all forms, whether red or white. Eat those meats. You're going to eat chicken, fish, organ meats like the liver, the kidney, and the heart. You're going to eat the sardines, the omena. You're going to eat all seafoods. You're going to eat avocados. That's the only fruit that you're supposed to consume. So you're going to eat those avocados. You're going to eat all forms of vegetables. Make them green leafy vegetables because those are the ones that have enzymes that will help you break down estrogen. Okay? And then you're going to go on 2 meals a day. How many meals do you eat in a day?
2.
Really?
Yeah, I take 2 meals. The challenge I have is that I take a lot of tea. Like even I haven't taken supper, but I've taken like 3 cups of tea.
That has sugar. That has sugar and milk, right?
Yeah.
So milk has to go also.
Yeah, milk has to go.
Yes. Milk is for babies and calves. Milk is not for adults. So milk has to go, sugar has to go, fruits have to go, seed oils have to go, wheat products and processed foods have to go, no eating in restaurants, and there is no snacking because snacking is a meal. So you're going to eat at 12 noon and then at 6:30 to around 8:30 in the evening. Those are the 2 meals. In between, there's no snacking, just water and salt. Is that doable?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So at least now you have 16 hours of fasting and an 8-hour window of eating.
Okay. So let me ask, can you take that traditional fermented milk?
Yes, as long as it is not boiled and it doesn't have sugar.
Yes.
Good.
Even mursik.
Yes, mursik is a very good one. Mursik is our yogurt nowadays. Don't add sugar. Don't add sugar. Don't boil it before fermenting it.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Go save yourself. Go save your life. Yeah, that was good from Kemunto. So we go to Rebecca. And then the rest. Guys, don't be ignorant. When I talk about seed oils and you people still consume those seed oils, most of you have watched my videos, but you don't listen. You just watch for the sake of it. You subscribe on my channel for the sake of it, but you don't learn anything, because how is it possible that I still bring in ask these questions and you still answer the same questions if at all you've been here for quite some time and you've understood what we preach? The information that we're giving to you, we'll repeat it every day because we know how difficult it is for you guys to quit those foods, but you have to, because health becomes serious when it hits you financially, physically, and emotionally. That's when you start listening keenly. But when you're still healthy, you don't want to listen. Yes, Rebecca.
Hi, Daktari.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Talk to us.
I'm good.
What's new?
For me, can I mix okay. For me, can I talk on can I mix Swahili with English?
Sawa sawa.
I'm talking on behalf of my grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeye huwa anakuwa na shida. Hewa kidogo tu ikiingia ndani ya mdomo anaanza kukohoa, na akikohoa lazima atoke makamasi ndio at least akuwe sawa. Na hiyo nini yake imekuwa for 4 years. Akienda hosi anaambiwa sijui hiyo ni normal, anapewa tu amoxicillin hapo na tu cetirizine na meza inatulia. Asipomeza shida ndio hiyo.
Sasa mimi niko na swali.
Baridi ikiingia
kabla hata uendelee niko na swali. Hii condition ya your grandmother, how is it related to reproductive health conditions? Crickets.
Nimeulizia tu juu.
Crickets. because the topic is very clear. We are talking about,
because sometimes
the topic is very clear. We are talking about reproductive health conditions. So if your grandmother had reproductive health conditions, we will give it attention. But now it's something else. We wouldn't handle it in this life. So I'll advise you to do this. At least use my contact on my bio to get on my WhatsApp. Text me on WhatsApp. I'll assist. Okay. Tumia namba yangu hapo kwa bio, kuja kwa inbox yangu kwa WhatsApp, nitakusaidia kuliko tuongee story ya hii na kuna mtu ako na reproductive health condition anataka tusaidie. So you kindly request when you are talking about something related to the topic. Don't ask questions that are south. Like somebody is asking me about hernia. So how can I talk about hernia on a reproductive health condition? How can I talk about pneumonia on this condition? How can I do that? How can I talk about even hemorrhoids? Yes, Chimuriwo.
Thank you for accepting my request, Doctor. I am from Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've had a problem with stomach ulcers since 2021. And ulcers and piles. So
ulcers
right
with?
now, ulcers and piles.
Okay.
Yes. So I wasted a lot of money going to so many doctors, but unfortunately I didn't get any help. So piles, I recently saw another doctor who recommended a diet where we have to drop certain foods like chicken, pork, and maize. So my piles, I think, are now okay. But in terms of ulcers, I still have a lot of problems, and I don't know. I was actually
So,
diet that I can follow.
Chimoriwo, before I even go deeper into this, I've put out videos on ulcers and H. pylori. I've put up a video on hemorrhoids. Why don't you check those videos? Because this is reproductive health live. Hemorrhoids and ulcers are not related to reproductive health issues. So why don't you check my channel on YouTube, Health and Wellness Sport? It has a video explaining ulcers and the ads for ulcers. It has a video on hemorrhoids, explaining about hemorrhoids, the causes, and how to prevent, and also how to treat hemorrhoids and the diets for hemorrhoids. Why don't you do that?
Well, thank you, Doctor.
Yeah.
I would also
Good.
I only learned about your channel recently, so I didn't know that the figures were.
No problem. You
I'll
check
go
check
it out.
check those videos and then we will have a conversation, okay?
Thank you.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. So guys, I'm not understanding why most of you are not reading the title. Is it does it disappear or something? What are the dangers when the cervix has inflammations and seen in smear? Dangers are so many, including cervical cancer, because the inflammation is brought about with a lot of things, including the diets, lifestyle, hormones, and also vigorous sex. So if the cervix is having inflammation, then you need to treat that. It can also be being caused by pelvic inflammatory disease. So you need to know the cause and then you handle the cause. But that's the general question, so we can't go deeper into it. How about sour camel milk, doctor? Yes, you can use sour camel milk. Do not boil it. Do not add sugar. What is the cause of vaginal skin tags? We talked about skin tags, and we said skin tags are insulin resistance. They are caused by high insulin levels, and also they are caused by high estrogen levels. So lower those. Uh, is non-hormonal coil good? Why would you use a coil? Birth control is in the hands of the men. But if a man can't wear a condom, he can't retain the semen, then you chose the wrong guy. However, you can use the non-hormonal coil also. However, the issue with abdominal pains and the cramps, it's a little annoying, and the infections also. But yeah, it's safer as compared to the hormonal contraceptives. Uh, this one just ran. I just chose you to come in and you ran, my friend. Why did you run? Can someone with prostate impregnate a woman? Of course you can, but that depends on the extent of the prostate. If at all it's blocking the urethra, at that moment in time, your main goal is to get a chance to urinate. You're not thinking about ejaculation anymore. You're thinking about urination. Yes, Richard. Richard who?
Ondabu.
Oh, Dabu. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Welcome aboard.
I'm fine, doctor. Now, I just have a simple, let me call it a simple question. How does blood sugar affect a man's system of reproduction?
Blood sugar or body sugar?
Body sugar.
Body sugar.
Body sugar.
Ah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Good. One. Hey. I will take some time on this one. So please,
Course, yes.
please do this.
Yes,
For the sake of the record, just repeat that question.
I'm just asking, how does body sugar affect a man's reproductive system?
Good. Thank you so much for that question. It is actually a very valid question. Now, I want you to understand this. One, blood vessels are occluded by sugar. They are blocked by sugar because the reason why we do a HbA1c test is to ascertain how much sugar is attached to your red blood cells. So when sugar attaches to red blood cells, just like when you pour tea on the table that has sugar, and then you leave it for some time, that table becomes sticky, right?
Okay.
So sugar attaches to red blood cells and then makes them sticky. So they stick on the surface of blood vessels. Now, when they stick on the surface of blood vessels, they initiate a process of inflammation, and inflammation includes swelling and narrowing of the blood vessels. That is what we call atherosclerosis. Therefore, when you narrow blood vessels, blood flow towards the penis becomes a serious problem. Okay? And your penis requires blood for nourishment and for oxygen. Also, for you to erect, you need blood to flow towards the penis to gorge into the corpus cavernosum, the spongy tissue in the penis, so that you get a hard erection. So if you don't have blood flow towards the penis because of sugar blocking these blood vessels, and then you will end up having a bad erection. Number two, we said erectile problems are caused, for you to get an erection, you need the psychology, so the mind and the nerves, and then you need the blood flow. So sugar blocks the blood flow. Sugar kills nerves because sugar kills the kidneys, the eye, and the nerves. So once sugar kills the nerves, then you will not have a chance to erect. So that is number two. Number three, sugar kills the brain. So sugar causes brain rot. Once you kill the brain, how will you even coordinate between the brain and the penis? Now you have a brain that is problematic because of high sugar levels. Then you also have a problem with nerves that supply the penis. Then you have a problem with blood flow towards the penis. How will you get an erection?
Yes.
Have you understood that?
I've understood, though you have used those terminologies that we cannot cope with it, but I'm picking some sense. So
well,
before
we continue, let me just ask you, what have you understood from what I explained?
I've understood the dangers of the body sugars. That if they are high, the sugars are high, they will not faint.
Yes.
Will not be at a position of carrying blood all over the body, mostly to the penis.
Good.
Which would affect the erectile system.
Yes. Number two.
Number two, blood flow, it will affect your minds.
Yes.
Because for you to so you can pick a point what I'm trying to explain.
Yes.
It needs your mind.
So it's only three. Yeah, it's only three things: the brain,
yes,
the nerves,
yes,
and the blood flow.
Yes. Yes.
So sugar kills the brain, and therefore coordination between the brain and the penis messed up. Again, the coordination between the brain and the penis happens through nerves, and sugar kills the nerves.
Okay.
Since you're killing the nerves, then there's no communication between the brain and the penis, so no erection. Number three, for you to get an erection, you require blood flow towards the penis. And if blood flow towards the penis is impaired, you will not have an erection because blood is responsible for an erection.
So, because others have questions to ask you, now let me ask you, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to eat? What are the major things?
How long have you been on this live?
For example.
How long have you been on this live?
It is my first day, to be realistic.
No, today. How long have you been here? Today.
It is today that I managed to get to you, and after listening, I saw to it that I can move with you and I can pick something.
Did you hear me talk about seed oils?
Yes.
What is your cooking oil?
I use Saradi in most cases. Say Saradi, it is a general term, but yeah.
So change that.
In a small, in a very small quantity.
Change that. It doesn't matter the quantity. Change that to ghee or coconut oil.
Coconut oil.
Number two, did you hear me talk about people dropping wheat products?
Wheat products?
The chapati, the bread, the mandazi, the spaghetti, the pasta.
Yes, and you say it of even this packed this packed meals we pick around.
Yes. So if you walk into a supermarket, you're only going to buy ghee and coconut oil, nothing else.
And these are the natural remedies.
You can eat natural foods like sweet potatoes, arrowroots, pumpkins, butternuts, green bananas. You can eat those.
Cucumber?
Yes, you can eat all vegetables.
And
the only
cucumber, are we supposed to blend or?
You can eat it anyhow. The only thing we are changing is the carbohydrate sources because they're the ones that kill your system. So we are changing from simple carbohydrates to complex carbohydrates, the natural and whole foods.
Thank you so much. Let me give others a chance to ask you. I say thanks so much.
Before you run away, what is your body weight?
I'm 75 kg.
How often do you fast?
Fasting to me is a miracle. I haven't done it.
How often do you go to the gym?
I do mine at home. I've never gone to a gym. This is the gym. I can tell somebody, but I do some exercise around.
How often do you walk in the sun?
Mostly, let me say, if I do walk to my place of work as from 4 p.m. I say, and I at some point or some time I do bask in the sun for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, so you need to bask in the sun. You need 8 hours of sleep every night. You need to go to the gym at least 3 days in a week. You need to start fasting. Basically 2 meals a day. That is how you fix your problems.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, this salad thing is still becoming a serious problem. People are still using salads all through. Salad, coconut, the sunflower, the safflower, the maize, or the corn. Banange, yes, Mickey.
Yes, that's right.
I hope your internet is now okay.
Yes.
What's up?
Sorry for what hata sikusikia even a single word. You are cracking.
You just go ahead and ask your questions. I'll answer them directly now.
Okay. The first question was if someone can have 1 or 2 conditions, the hormonal conditions, and they don't know.
Yes, and I said for people who have fibroids, most of the times they don't even know until they have infertility problems and the doctor diagnoses them with fibroids. Some people who have the cysts and the false pregnancies, most times they don't even know it. But people who have endometriosis, people who have irregular menstruations and pain. What else? Okay, because you still menstruate normally your cycle, but you don't get pregnant. But those people who have endometriosis, like for example, you will easily know because it's very painful.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, you can't tell it's endometriosis until we run different tests and different diagnostics for you to know. So yeah, you need some tests for you to realize if you're fertile, infertile, or if you have these hormonal imbalance issues.
So having regular menses doesn't mean that one is healthy. Like one's hormones are okay.
Have you ever met a barren woman?
Yes, but I don't know what they go through, so I never asked.
No. You are over answering. Have you ever met a barren woman?
Yes.
So you don't know they also don't know they are barren because they have normal cycles. They have normal cycles. Sometimes they have no yolks.
I didn't know that.
Now you do.
Yeah. What about fasting during progesterone? What happens if someone fasts for long during progesterone period? What happens?
Fasting messes up your progesterone. Actually, reduces your progesterone, and you don't want that because if you lower progesterone, then you raise estrogen. We don't want that. So for you to be safe, you don't fast during the progesterone phase. You can fast prolonged fast during your estrogen phase. Yeah. However, 1 or 2 meals a day is still necessary. That's a short fast, but the prolonged periodic fasts are the ones that we are discouraging during the progesterone phase.
Okay. What about these ones? The itchy palms, itchy genitals for people having asthma. Is that also a hormone imbalance?
Those are not related. Asthma and genital itches are not related.
Really?
They are not related.
I know someone who's genitals.
Listen.
And she's asthmatic victim.
The reason why she's asthmatic is because she consumes sugar, seed oils, and wheat products. Those are the same reasons why you might have hormonal imbalances and conditions with the reproductive system, but doesn't mean that asthma is directly related to genital issues. Their cause might be related because if you're consuming those inflammatory foods, you end up into inflammatory conditions, and asthma is part of the inflammatory conditions. You understand? But the relationship between them being asthmatic and them having genital itching and palm itching doesn't make sense.
So the doctor said that she has neuropathy issues and she was given medications.
Well, where is neuropathy coming from?
I don't know.
Sugar and wheat products and those the foods I just mentioned. Because neuropathy is basically killing the nerves. So nerves death is what we call neuropathy. And peripheral neuropathy, for that matter, is as a result of diabetes. What is her body weight?
80. She told me it's 80.
You see?
I think it's 6.
We can't make this shit up.
Okay. Yeah. The last question. What did you say about deodorants? How do they raise estrogen levels?
Have you ever read the labels of your deodorant?
No.
Exactly the point. So you need to start reading those labels. If they have things that are called phthalates or phytates, then be very careful because those are estrogen disruptors. They will raise your estrogen. Those are estrogens. Also, if you're eating soy products, but deodorants for that matter, they have preservatives and they have those phthalates and phytates. Those are basically estrogenic. So start reading those labels because I know you're using them. But you need to read the labels.
Okay.
That's my point exactly. You can't just apply something you don't know. Most of you use even skin products that you don't even know they have mercury. You just use them because you saw somebody else using, or you just were told that this will lighten your skin. So most of you, what is just 2 ingredients in a chewing gum?
I don't know.
At least say a preservative. Come on. I've taught you better. So it's high time that anything you buy before you use it, read the ingredients. Okay?
MSG.
Yeah, the label is very clear. The label is very clear. MSG is not sugar. MSG is monosodium glutamate. That is just a very dangerous compound in the system.
I said MSG and sugar. MSG and sugar. I did not say it's sugar.
Oh, okay. You are reading the comments. You're not concentrating. So bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think last 2 people before we disappear. It's already midnight. Thank you so much, my people on YouTube, for being part of us. We always appreciate your efforts here. Let's see.
Makidi Mkiwa?
Yes, Makidi Mkiwa.
Hey, doctor.
How are you?
I'm fine. I was asking. Can you hear me?
I am hearing.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I am hearing you. I can get you clearly.
Yeah, I was asking. It was on June. I was expecting my monthly periods, but I went to hospital and then I was told I had food poisoning because my stomach was ilikuwa inauma, yani venye huwa kama mtu venye huwa anaanza mimba. So I was injected and then I was given a medicine inaitwa Doxylin. So after it was on 2nd June, then after that week, hii wiki ya kwanzia 12, 13, 14, it was on a Wednesday. Nikatoka nyama. So I was not tested whether I was pregnant. So I was expecting my period that time. So kukatoka nyama and some stuff. And then I stayed. So I went to the hospital. Nikafanywa pelvic scan. Kulikuwa na kitu kidogo kalikuwa kamebaki. So venye nilipimwa, it was like 1 week hivi. Ikaonyesha niko negative. So I was not pregnant. So I stayed July. I was expecting my periods zikakuja. Sai tuko August. Ndio ile monthly period yangu inakuanga regular. So hiyo July 11 zikakuja vizuri. Sasa August sasa ndio zimepotea. So I went to the hospital, Post General. Nikawauliza, I even showed them the picture. Imagine wakaniambia they don't know what it is. So mpaka leo I don't know what it is, and I'm wondering.
So who told you they don't know? Was it a specialist or a gyna or?
Even the gyna himself, because I was booked. That's when I went to Coast General and I was done pelvic scan. And then for further plan, nilikuwa nifanywe HSG. Ndio sasa ionyeshe. Sasa period sasa ndio zimepotea because I was supposed kufanywa hiyo HSG after vile periods zimekuja after 9 days. You get?
Okay.
So the guy na mwenye alinibook mara ya kwanza venye nilienda juu nilimuuliza nini hii nyama nayo ni ya nini, juu venye nilipima results zionyesha sikuwa pregnant, zionyesha negative. So nikamuuliza hii nyama hii toka wapi? So hakuwa na mambo mengi ya kuniambia, akaniambia tu niende hospitali kubwa nifanyiwe hiyo pelvic scan na nikafanyiwa, nikaonyesha everything is okay. But sasa hiyo HSG sasa utemenye naenda kufanyiwa ilikuwa mpaka nipate periods that 9 days ndio niende. Sasa periods sasa zimepotea, so I'm pregnant.
Una miaka ngapi?
I'm 30 years.
You're 30, married, right?
Yes.
Do you have any children?
No.
Have you ever conceived before?
Got and sick.
Have you ever conceived before? Shawahi shika mimba before?
Yeah.
What happened?
Sasa ikikaa kama that was back in 2019. I tested kabisa na hii kit ya chemist. It turned positive. After kidogo 1 month, ikatoka. Just like that. It happened last year.
What is your body weight?
Huh?
What is your body weight?
66.
66.
Yes.
What is your cooking oil? Do you stay with your husband, first of all?
Yes.
What is his body weight?
Your body weight is ngapi? 82.
So your husband is 82 kgs?
Yes.
Okay. Well, okay. What is your cooking oil?
Cooking oil tunatumia pine oil. Pony oil.
Corn oil?
Pwani.
Oh, pwani. Yaani mzee anajua mafuta ya kupika na wewe hujui. Hey. Anyway, okay, so pwani oil, so that's a seed oil. And you kula wheat product. Do you eat any chapati, spaghetti and stuff?
Yes.
Oh, so you eat chapati and bread?
You're lying. Yes.
Okay. What about processed foods? You kula KFC?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Alafu, unakula meals ngapi kwa siku? How many meals do you eat in a day?
Like twice.
Oh, do you snack in between?
Yes, sometimes.
I want you to be very honest because at least now we have a couple that is interested in fixing their health. So the point is this. First of all, if I see Mzee being at 82 kgs, I start asking questions because that's a lot of weight for him. You're lucky to have 66 kgs, but because you're going through all these health conditions, and specifically hormonal related, that already tells you will have a hard time getting pregnant because chances are high, from what you just told me, your estrogen levels are high. Now, I tend to think you lost a pregnancy. What I'm not understanding is how did it, the test, how did it turn negative, and how the doctors say they don't know what this is. after even carrying out a
Yes.
scan. But the real thing is this: whether you are pregnant or not, that doesn't matter. What matters is we have things that we can change. We have things that we can fix in our diet. And are you on any drugs, medicine?
Right now, yeah, I'm taking because I'm pregnant. There are some medicines I've been given.
Which one?
No sick.
No sick, okay.
Kuna amount 3. Na ile inaitwa aje ile? Gipon.
Oh, Gaipon.
Yes, Gipon.
The one to stimulate appetite.
Yes, I was vomiting, so nikapewa hiyo na hiyo nausea.
Please drop the Gaipon. At least the Nozick will help you handle the nausea during the first trimester, right? But the Gaipon, you do not need to boost your appetite, if at all. That's an appetite stimulant and you don't need it. Please just drop it completely. Do not forget to finish the amoxicillin dose. Amoxicillin is very important. You need to finish the dose. You can use Nozick when necessary, when you feel the nausea. But the point is this: now that you're pregnant, for you to avoid losing that pregnancy, for you to avoid complications of that pregnancy, you need to fix your kitchen. First things first. This cooking oil that you're using is what I call seed oils. So please drop that. Tell Mzee to go and buy ghee or coconut oil and use that for cooking. You're in Mombasa, and coconut oil is very available in Mombasa.
Yeah.
Okay, so buy coconut oil or start cooking your foods using ghee. Okay?
Okay.
Number 2, wheat products are not necessary for your diet. They are actually messing up your system and your hormones. So you need to drop wheat products. I know how hard it is because they are super addictive, but they have to go, which means no chapati, no mandazi, no bread, whether white or brown, whether chapati being white or brown, those have to go. Whether the pastas, the macaroni and spaghetti, those have to go. And that includes the list of all processed foods, meaning if you walk into a supermarket, there is no shopping anymore. You're just going to buy ghee or coconut oil, period, or salt. Okay, so do not eat or consume any processed and packaged food or supermarket foods or the wheat products. And then I want you to understand this: since you're at 30 years old, that pregnancy is very special for you, so you need to take it as serious as you can. Okay,
very serious.
And you've seen the history already, so that history is not a good history. So at 30 years, you need to be very cautious with what you eat, how frequent you eat, how you regulate your hormones, and how you even enjoy. But actually do this. 1, see, I've told you to drop the seed oil and use saturated fat, the ghee and coconut oil. I've also told you to drop the wheat products and processed foods. So you're going on this type of carbohydrates. So for your carbohydrate sources, including from there, sweet potatoes, butternuts, arrowroots, pumpkins, green bananas, the matoke, and beans. So these are the 6 carbohydrates for you. Anything that is not in this list as a carbohydrate should go. Rice, biryani, please let them go. Number 2, KFC is not your friend. Stop using the shortcut. I've realized there is a weakness here because you don't know your cooking oil. That means you don't cook oftenly. So maybe Mzee comes in with food from outside, and that's a serious problem. You need to start cooking your own foods. It doesn't matter. You need to start cooking your own foods. That's the only way to go. So you'll use these 6 carbohydrates, and these 6 carbohydrates, you will combine them with any form of protein, whether red or white. So you'll eat meat in plenty. You will eat eggs in plenty. That meat, make it fatty meat. Okay? You will eat eggs in plenty. You will eat vegetables in plenty, the green leafy vegetables. Eat them in plenty. You will eat all the spices, but make them organic. Okay? So the only thing that we are changing is the cooking oil and the carbohydrate sources. We are moving from ugali, from rice, from chapati, spaghetti, and stuff. We are moving to the 6 that I just mentioned: beans, sweet potatoes, arrowroots, butternut, green bananas, pumpkins. And the pumpkins you can consume plus the seeds. Again, you are going to drop the fruits, all fruits. The only fruit that you'll consume is an avocado. You can also do lemon once in a while. Now, these strategies will fix your liver, these strategies will fix your body glucose, and these strategies will maintain that pregnancy because it will fix your hormones. Now, again, as a pregnant woman, do not take any calcium supplements. Just eat vegetables, drink bone broth, chemsha mguu, kunywa hiyo supu, and then enjoy the sun. 30 minutes to 1 hour of daily sunlight is very important for you. You will also enjoy your sleep. Make it 8 hours. Make it intentional. 8 hours of sleep a night. By 10:30, you're in bed. All the phones, the laptops, the TV are off. You're in bed. Enjoy your sleep because you need to stabilize your hormones. And then I'm going to take you on a strictly 3 meals a day. And these 3 meals will start from 10 a.m. So there's no morning. Kunywa chai saa mbili asubuhi, nothing. You will take your first meal at 10 a.m. Your second meal, you'll take it at around 2. Then your last meal, you take it at around 8. So we'll start with 3 meals. Okay? And then as we go ahead, we will push the meals. After like 8 weeks, we'll push the breakfast, the one that comes at 10. You'll push it to around 12. Then you'll be taking meals at 12 and at 8 in the night. Those 2 meals only. So for now, only 3. But later on, after 8 weeks, you'll go to 2 meals a day. And these meals are basically you're eating high protein diet, high animal fat diet, and high vegetable diet. No carbohydrates apart from those 6, but make them minimal. So eat fish in plenty, eat the liver in plenty because you need you need a lot of blood during pregnancy. You need a lot of calcium to sustain that pregnancy and the bones and the spinal cord during that pregnancy. So that means you'll eat green leafy vegetables. You will eat also seafoods. You will eat also the bone broth. Okay. And then you also need do not ever rush to take those blood supplements. So no appetite stimulants, no blood supplements. You can get blood supplements, folic and iron. You can get them in green leafy vegetables. You can get them in the eggs. So eat eggs in plenty. You can get them in fish. You can get them in omena. You can get them in avocados. If you need magnesium, if you need potassium, if you need all these nutrients, you can get your zinc in pumpkin seeds. So enjoy these foods. If you eat healthy foods, you will not need drugs during that pregnancy. You will not have diabetes. You will not have hypertension in pregnancy. You will not have the hormonal imbalance, and therefore you will not terminate that pregnancy. You will not go through a CS. You will give birth naturally, and you will enjoy the process of being pregnant. So focus on that. Just make sure you eat healthy foods, clean keto, or you can do a dirty keto sometimes. So you can add in a complex carbohydrates, which are the 6 I just mentioned, but make sure your meals are rich in protein, rich in vegetables, and they are cooked in animal fats, which is ghee. And also, you can also use coconut oil. That is just how basic you can be. Then enjoy the sun, enjoy your sleep, and then take salt. This is just basically what you should do. Yes.
And you've mentioned eggs. These eggs, are they supposed to be kienyeji or is kawaida?
Yeah, always prefer kienyeji eggs. Always prefer kienyeji eggs because chicken are what they eat. Eggs are what the chicken eats. So most of these chicken that have been the non-organic chicken, what they do is they give it foods and supplements that are supposed to make it grow faster, produce more eggs, and that's a problem. So always prefer organic and pastured eggs over the others. Nowadays we even have plastic eggs in the market, so don't. Just prefer the kienyeji eggs. And she can eat as many eggs as possible. She can eat a lot of meat and liver, all these. Let her enjoy them, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good, you're welcome. That was interactive. That was a good one. I think that ended us our live, but I'll take maybe 2 more before we disappear. One lady and one man. We cannot answer all the questions. We'll answer one man and one lady. Then we call it a day. Joke, I'm 49 years old. I grow beards. Please advise. Drop estrogen, drop testosterone. Basically, by just fixing what you just said, that's the easiest way to do it. That was a good one. That was a good one. Honey says that was a good one. Yes, that was a very good one. For most women who are here suffering from the same, they want to get pregnant, they are not able, who are pregnant and they don't know how to regulate their hormones in pregnancy. Those who have lost their pregnancies before, they already know that this is very important and this was very helpful to them. Okay, those who are struggling to get pregnant, and for men who are looking for a child and nothing is happening, this is the way to go. I've called in somebody and they seem not to be available, so I'll kick them out and then add one woman, one lady, and then one man. Then we close it. Can you kindly touch on irregular periods and what causes menstruation twice a month? I already did touch on this. They have. I already touched about that one, so it will be difficult. Hey, come on. Your background is full of noise. This one was not ready. Maureen.
Hello.
Your background is too noisy. We cannot get you clearly. Are you on earphones or something?
No. I think my phone has a problem.
Yeah, I am not getting you. I can't do that. I'm not getting you. There's so much noise where you are, and it's not a good thing. Let's talk to two people. One is Chosen. It's called Chosen. I hope he's a man. Chosen has disappeared. So maybe the last people. Hey, everybody wants to speak now. I'm looking for one man and one lady. So guys, as we wrap up, if you're having any hormone issues, you know the basics. Yes, Salt Black.
Hi, Doc.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Talk to me.
I would like to talk about erectile dysfunction, but first, I would like to advise most of your listeners.
Mm-hmm.
It is good if they go to your YouTube channel. YouTube channel explains so much that they will not need to ask so many questions.
I appreciate that
They should
compliment.
follow you on YouTube,
yeah,
and they should get everything from the YouTube.
I like that because most of these questions are answered there already.
Yeah, we have a lot of content there.
Thank you.
They should just go to the YouTube and get everything from there.
Good.
Mine will be, besides, I was here with you last time.
Yes.
When I had lost 16.5 kgs.
Yes.
I was working to lose 20 kgs.
Yes.
Now I'm done. I've lost my 20 kgs.
Wow.
And I had erectile
dysfunction. Yes.
I'm doing fine now.
Good.
I guess my wife is listening. She cannot complain about it.
Awesome.
Now
I like that. I like the confidence.
Yeah, now I'm strong enough, and sometimes I listen to you. I watched one of your. There was a YouTube channel about people prescribing themselves, self-medicating themselves.
Yes.
Then there was a lady who was saying she got statin for herself.
Yes.
Yeah, that was. I've been on statin, and I wouldn't advise somebody to go on that.
Bro, and she's doing it not because she wants to do it, but because she wants to prevent a stroke in the family. So she's already ahead of the healthcare.
Dog, in 2019, I was dead. I went to the doctor. They told me I have a stroke.
Okay.
This doctor scared my nerves. I have high cholesterol, high sugar, everything.
Yeah.
But now I can attest. Sugar gone, uric acid gone,
yes.
Cholesterol gone completely.
Bro.
And it has taken 6 months through your channel. I've gone through all that.
Don't forget to also say 20 kgs gone, because you should be proud of that, bro.
Yeah, 20 kgs gone.
Good. That's what
I'm now living a healthy man. I believe your channel has helped me. I will live maybe 30 more years extra.
Bro,
I was supposed to.
even more. Bro, you deserve better. You've done good. We don't even take the credit. We give you the credit because you took responsibility and you took the discipline. It is not easy to lose 20 kgs for anybody. It is the hardest thing,
Yeah,
but you took the challenge and you appreciated the information and the guidelines that we provided. And that is what's up, bro. I celebrate you this night. Thank you so much, bro.
but I will remind everybody in this channel, please go to the YouTube channel.
Good.
There's so much content that will save so many people.
Yeah.
Because most of them come here and ask questions that they can find easily on your YouTube channel.
Very true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you very much,
bro.
What you're doing.
Say hi to your family, bro. We celebrate you on this. Health and Wellness Sport celebrates you, bro. You are a hero.
Forget about my family. My wife is very happy.
Awesome. Damn.
Thank you, Doc, man.
You're welcome, my bro. You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to close it up on that high note. This just killed it. If the man is happy, the wife will automatically be happy. Thank you so much for joining us on this live. There's nothing as good as hosting you every Monday at 10 p.m. and every Thursday at 10 p.m. We appreciate you for being the best audience ever. And again, thank you for supporting our channels. Those who are asking my YouTube channel, just go there right now and click that subscription button, click that bell, so that anytime we have a brilliant health idea, you become the first one to be notified. My YouTube channel is Health and Wellness Sport. Here on TikTok, we exist as Dr. Lewis or Health and Wellness Sport. I also have a mini library on Telegram. It's called Health and Wellness Sport. It's a channel on Telegram, and there we have so many people who share their life experiences. We share dietary modifications. We encourage each other to fast. We change lives literally, and everybody is changing their own lives. We are not responsible for you changing your life. We just provide guidelines, and you make it happen for us. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for the 2 hours that we've been here ranting. We've made a difference. Thank you so much for the gift, Salt Black. Thank you so much for those who have sent us gifts. Thank you for those who have sent us super chats. Thank you for each and everyone who has gone to our YouTube channel and subscribed to support our mission, so that if when we give this information out, we also get to earn it, possibly from those channels. We will never get tired of sharing this information, but all in all, just know this: for you to stay healthy, for you to stay free from these medical conditions and all these health issues, drop sugar in all forms, drop wheat products, drop processed foods, start enjoying the sun, start going to the gym, start sleeping at least 8 hours a night, and then build healthy relationships. Drop the seed oils. How can I forget that? Just change your cooking oil from what you've been using all the way to saturated fats, the coconut oil, the ghee, the tallow. Use those, the avocado oils. Then drop all those foods that inflame your gut. We have put out videos that talk about how to change your gut and your life. We've put out dietary videos. We break down health in good in a way that you can easily understand. So share our videos to those people who require this information. We appreciate you. Until on Thursday at 10 p.m. From us, it's adios, amigos. See you.